I don't know why we're starting with this national song. He's dancing with guns. I'm shooting. We're here. And next week we'll probably have a real thing song. Welcome everybody to another episode of ETE Everything Else. I am Marcus, the grand finale, and I'm joined by from the Mid Card Mess podcast with all three of his faces. Jemal.
Three faces of Jemal, you already know. We're going to get down to some wrestling.
We're talking about wrestling. Not we talking about wrestling with the R-A and the double S. L-I-double-T. I feel like Jeff Jarrett name all of a sudden.
Don't mind the Puerto Rican flag. It's American flag. We're talking wrestling.
Together.
If I go this way, we talking lucha libre. If I go this way, we talking
like you went the wrong way. I feel like you went the wrong way on there. You went the wrong way in the wrong direction. Talk about lucha libre and then the wrestling. You mixed it up, but you know what? Doesn't matter because we're gonna cover it all over the globe, the span of the globe, all over the Atlantics,
everything.
Everything. So let's start off hot, right off the gun, right off the charts. Death Before Dishonor starts off with a match: Claudio Castagnoli versus Jonathan Gresham. A 15-minute, as I like to call, belt dumping. What that was. Someone was very angry about their direction of where AEW or Ring of Honor or wherever Tony Khan saw Jonathan Gresham, and he was pissed. He cussed his ass out, walked out, canceled his Twitter, his Instagram, disappeared on the face of the earth.
I don't know,
what is their take on all of that?
Do you think that Jonathan Gresham is done with wrestling?
I don't think he's done with wrestling. Because I think I see him, he's like scheduled for Ric Flair's final match show. So I don't think he's done. I think he's done with Ring of Honor and AEW for whatever beefs that may come up. Like right off the jump, that was the weirdest thing about the Death Before Dishonor. It started off with this title match. And, you know, I guess he handled business like a professional.
Do you think that it should have been the main event? I mean, the main event of Death Before Dishonor was fantastic. But
no, it should not have been the main event. But
that's
it should
the
have
world title.
Yeah.
Put some respect on his name. It's the world title.
I got respect, but there was no way it was going to compete with FTR and the Briscoes. It was no way. They were going to have their match.
So just open with Serena and Mercedes.
Yeah.
And then build your way up.
Yeah. I would have preferred if they would have had it somewhere else, you know, after either the Pure Championship or the Trios Championship or Serena Deeb and
this is not even counting the pre-show. This is not even counting the pre-show. You could have opened up with Wheeler Yuta and Danny Garcia, who didn't adhere to the code of honor, by the way.
Yeah, and for the Pure Championship, it's a disgrace. But why would he? He's a sports
hanging around with Jericho and those goons.
Well, his whole thing was to destroy the Ring of Honor Pure Championship. He was going to break it, melt it down, turn it to a comma chain, and everything. He was going to go all the way back with it.
Well, it's a goddamn good thing that he didn't do that. I'm glad that freaking Wheeler Yuta provided the Pure Championship, which goes back to fucking Jonathan Gresham, who is the reason why that Pure Championship even means fucking something right now. Nobody was caring about no damn Pure Championship.
I think it was defunct, right? Gresham. It was defunct for a minute.
It was defunct for a long ass time. The last person to hold it before Jonathan Gresham held that bitch was Bryan Danielson, and that was like way back in old foe.
Way back. I like the last person I remember carrying it was what, Nigel McGuinness? Way back.
Yeah, man. Like the McGuinness. You had freaking what's his face? Xavier had it for a little bit. Freaking so many great. Samoa Joe had that motherfucker. Like, come on, bro. Kenta had that thing.
Yeah, but it goes way back. It's one of my. I really like the title because it's a title that's about something else. It's not just saying, "Hey, we're a mid-card title." No, you're a pure champion and all this. And I know we're going to talk about Gresham and everything. Got sidetracked, but it was more like, "Oh, these are different rules for this title." It's kind of like the NXT, their Heritage Cup. It's not just like you're just having a regular match. At least it's like this is the setup for this title. That's why this title exists. It's a different type of match, which I like for titles.
And piggybacking off of that, Impact dropped the ball on a title that they had called the Grand Championship, like the Impact Grand Championship. It was something similar to that. Like they had rules or they had regulations. They had different scoring system type. It was like having a MMA match, not so much an MMA match, but like it had rules. So it was a different belt. It was a different kind of belt. We need more of that.
But now, because someone brought up your mustache, we're going to talk about the mustache for just a second. What was the decision behind that, and what do you think of the decision of taking the belt off Gresham and giving it to Claudio Castagnoli?
So, for me, I think that they did the right thing, but I don't think they did it in the right way.
Okay.
I think they did the right thing, but they didn't do it in the right way. There was no build to this match. There was no, inclination. Like, it's almost a slap to the face of everything that Jonathan Gresham had built prior to losing that belt, or prior to people even knowing what Ring of Honor even is. Because let's be honest, some of these AEW marks, like, they want to say that they're smart marks or they're smart wrestling fans and stuff. Y'all brand new. Y'all brand new to this shit. Y'all said, oh, fuck WWE, I'm going to watch some new shit. Oh, I've been following AEW from the rip. But you didn't know these stars before they were in AEW. You didn't know half of these motherfuckers. Unless you were watching WWE like Christian, Jericho, like, people like that, Dean Ambrose,
or even NXT.
Moxley, or you know what I'm saying? Like, y'all new fans. So don't be jacking that y'all was like, oh, Ring of Honor and da-da-da, I'm glad that they bought them. And no. Now, I'm not saying that there isn't a percentage of AEW fans like ourselves who watch the old stuff into the new stuff, but it's very small.
Yeah, it's not the largest fan base in the world, and I think they didn't really do a good job, like you said, of establishing Gresham. It was more like, here's Claudio Castagnoli, and then he's going to fight Jonathan Gresham at Ring of Honor, but they never explained, they never gave you a backdrop who Gresham was. I think he showed up on Rampage, I think maybe once or twice.
And then he did like a heel turn, like he was a babyface prior. He was, matter of fact, it's weird because Jonathan Gresham, Jay Lethal, Josh the Goods Woods, and Rhett Titus were in a group called the Foundation. The Foundation was basically bringing pureness back to Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor has lost its way. The Adam Cole Bullet Club, the Cody Rhodes Bullet Club, the Bullet Club, the
whole Bullet Club,
the whole Bullet
entire
Club just
the
changed the
NXT,
facet
Black
of,
and Gold NXT / the AEW Rise to Power / New Japan.
And I'm not even going to just blame Bullet Club at this aspect either, because La Faction and Gobernables was doing some crazy ass shit too in Ring of Honor, and like the disrespect was real when it pertained to motherfuckers not shaking hands, the code of honor was never adhered to, or they'll just do some wild ass shit. And the Foundation was built on making the foundation of Ring of Honor better, pure again. And that was their whole shtick. They were pure wrestlers. Lethal, Gresham, Josh the Goods Woods later on after he lost or after he beat Gresham for the pure title. Freaking Rhett Titus, who's been in Ring of Honor since the beginning. Teaming up with Kenny King and stuff like that. These are building the foundation. The group, not just the group, but the foundation of Ring of Honor as a whole, and you just fucking take his whole body of work and you spit on it, you slap him in the face with the shit, you're gonna lose the title. You were a nothing champion. We're gonna make this nothing champion something now, and I don't like that.
Yeah, so the new champion is Claudio Castagnoli, formerly known as Cesaro, whatever. What I saw on the internet, which and I thought it was a good match. I'm not going to take anything away from the good match. It was a good match. It did look like a mismatch when they were in the ring together, as which Cesaro is close to damn near like 7 feet, and
Did
Gresham
you see him
is like,
swing him? He
yeah,
swung his little ass around.
yeah. So earlier last week, I was at the DMV and I got to hang out with my nephew, and I'm swinging him, and I had vibes of that when he was swinging Gresham, and I was like, yeah, that's kind of what's going on, because that's all you got from Gresham is that, oh, this is a short motherfucker here going against this monster of a man. Like, just that's what it looked like. So if you have no history of Gresham, that's what you get, and that's what most people who probably tuned in was like, this is the champion? Get this motherfucker out of here. But Claudio wins, and what I saw was his outpouring of people saying congrats Claudio and all that, because he has a history of Ring of Honor. He's never been a Ring of Honor heavyweight champion and all
He's
that.
never been a world champion ever anywhere.
Yeah. And that's more to like who he is. He just probably should have been somewhere. Like, it's just more of a charisma thing with him. It's more like translation.
Does Jack Swagger, no charisma, win the world title before fucking Cesaro? We the people was Cesaro, damn it. It's Cesaro because he wasn't American. Damn it.
He was a real American, damn it. But yeah, so you have all of that, and he wins this title, and it's nice to see him with the Ring of Honor title after all these years. However, I'm not gonna jump on the train that this is because I saw a lot of people going like, why didn't nobody give him a title before and all this? I've always seen reasons why not to give Cesaro a title or Claudio a title, especially his early Ring of Honor days. It was not like he was a major star. He was more of a tag wrestler with the Kings of Wrestling back then.
Yeah,
and
one
then
of the best tag teams ever.
Yeah, they were great. That was terrific. And I still like, why?
For those that don't know,
why? Or Cassius Ohno or Chris Hero, why?
For those that don't know, Chris Hero, or if you know him as Cassius Ohno in NXT, and Claudio or Cesaro, based off of whatever you know, they were a great ass tag team. And the Kings of Wrestling was one of the greatest tag teams I've ever seen wrestle.
It was phenomenal. Like, every match they had, whether it's against the Briscoes or Dark City Fight Club,
the young Briscoes,
young Briscoes in their 20s
that we see today, young boys with the Confederate flag ass Briscoes.
Back when that was okay, and I honestly didn't care. I was like, I love these guys. But I would have preferred, if Ring of Honor still was his own thing, because at the end of the day, Claudio Castagnoli is going to be an AEW guy. I don't think that he's going to spend. I don't know what the plan is for Ring of Honor going forward, but Claudio seems like he's going to more be focused in his AEW run than his Ring of Honor run, and I don't know what they plan on doing with this Ring of Honor thing. And I'm not even ready to call this a world title win. Like, a world title win for me, a satisfying world title win for me with Claudio would be being the AEW champion right now, since he's out of the WWE picture. But that would have been more satisfying for me. Or even, even if you want to steal the NWA title, just get that 10 pounds to go for Claudio.
Oh, man.
That would be nice.
Oh, man. Like, why didn't they put him in the tournament? Like, obviously
they ain't got contracts.
Reasons, but like, imagine Claudio in that tournament. Imagine him going against Trevor Murdoch, like this version of Trevor Murdoch. Like, for those that like, Trevor Murdoch is that dude, bro. Like, he's that dude. He's a mean motherfucker right now.
Fat, sloppy, and bitter. But he would be a great NWA champion right now. Just like, oh, yeah, Claudio. That would put ass to the seats. But happy for Claudio. Happy that he will be the one representing Ring of Honor going forward, whatever that means. I don't know. They still haven't announced any type of TV deal or plan for what Ring of Honor is going to be, other than just a subsidy of what AEW is. But
it's AEW light right now. Let's just be honest.
Yeah. Like, when you're watching the show, it felt more like an AEW show than Ring of Honor show. From the camera angles, from that, it doesn't have the typical Ring of Honor. You see the ramp or the color of the ring. That's a white mat instead of a black and red.
The only things that Ring of Honor held was the announcers, the voices. I didn't see no fucking streamers. I didn't see none of that.
I didn't even see Sinclair. You didn't give me Sinclair as a referee. That kind of hurts. He's the OG wrestling Ring of Honor referee. That's what I felt like was missing. I was like, this isn't Ring of Honor. This is AEW Light. It was very AEW show. And it was a lot of AEW ads all through it. And it felt more like that. Like, this is just, like, it felt more like AEW
what else
NXT.
are you doing with the AEW talent? AEW has a fucking balloon of talent that is not being featured on television. So what the fuck else you do with them? So I think they're going to split the roster in half, or they should split the roster in half. You are a Ring of Honor guy, and you're an AEW guy. What kind of wrestler are you? Oh, you're a joke? Go to AEW. Oh, you're serious? Go to Ring of Honor. Fucking, let that happen.
Yeah. To quote the final boss, that's what it kind of feels like. But I think a little bit better. I think Tony Khan actually cares more than Vince cared about ECW when it killed up on Sci-Fi. That's what I think. And, but moving on, second match of the night, Dalton Castle and the boys against the oh my
are
god,
these the same? I was trying to figure out, are they the same boys?
The original boys. The original
boys. Okay.
The original boys are back. Boy 1 and Boy 2, who actually got names now. What I forget the team they fought. It's Vincent and
It's the Righteous. The
Righteous. They fought them. It was an alright six-man tag for the trios title. They were What an entrance. You went full Righteous. Are you disappointed that they lost the titles to?
Yes, I am. I am very disappointed, and this goes back to the whole building a brand or building the belts. The Righteous recently had just won those belts not too long ago. When I say not too long ago, I'm talking about like the last Ring of Honor show that they had before they were on hiatus, and they've been the champions ever since. So this was basically like their first defense, and then to lose. But again, this is trying to establish. I wasn't too mad because, like, the boys and Dalton Castle have been a thing in Ring of Honor for a long time. Yeah. For those that do know, but for those that don't, like, oh, who are the boys? Who's Dalton Castle? Who's the Righteous? Why are these belts here? What does these belts mean? Oh, does this mean that AEW is getting trios belts? And like, it's just just runs through that thought process.
Well, the trios belts fits with the Dalton Castle and the boys, because when they were at their peak or the prime of the Dalton Castle run, they had the original boys, there was no trios title at that point. It was just, Dalton Castle, and then they were basically his valets or managers or whatever you want to call it at the current time. So I'm okay with this one. This was basically an in-house Ring of Honor match. It had no AEW people in this at all. And it was solid. It was fine. I felt a little short. It never reached that next level, though. Manny hated this match, by the way. He thought it was Freddie Mercury versus the Asylum group. In a way, it was.
I think the reason why Manny felt that way, aside from Dalton Castle being the Peacock, so it was like, when I say Dalton Castle Network, that's what I mean, because like, WWE has the Dalton Castle Peacock Network and stuff like that. But the Asylum group, basically, people are knowing Vincent from goddamn Impact Wrestling right now because he's part of Honor No More. So like, he's getting that FaceTime, he's getting that screen time and stuff like that. And then like the other people from the Righteous are like in Control Your Narrative. They've been on a whole bunch of indie scene. The female valet, she was at that WCW show that I was at, the Women's Crush Wednesday. She was in that show. She was at that show. So like, they've been doing a lot of indie stuff. But, again, this is introducing Ring of Honor to an AEW audience that doesn't know what the fuck is going on. So this was not a good introduction to the 6-man titles. Even though we have new 6-man championships, this was not a good introduction to showcase any of these Ring of Honor stars, homegrown Ring of Honor stars.
Yeah, and then on my main thing, this is again when I said the show had and I think Manny alluded to this or something on the show yesterday. It had that AEW stank all over it. I feel like it had the problems that AEW forget to do. Just give me a video package. Just a quick package on who the Righteous is, what's going on with the Castle of the Boys. It shouldn't just be up to the commentators to give us all this history and throw all this information at us while we're still trying to watch a match. Like
it's crazy because it's crazy because like if you look at the history, because the original Boys, they went to NXT for a little bit and they wasn't successful over there, whatever not. So the return of the Boys, the return of the original Boys, that should have been the theme of the match. Yeah. For them to then win, and then it meant something, but no video package, just.
We got updates like their whole life of that they were separated and now they're no longer Boy 1 and Boy 2. I didn't even know they got names. And then I can't even remember their names now. I don't know why they're back with the
they're the something twins or something like that. Yeah. I can't remember.
You can't look
something
what
twins.
You can't touch.
Because they're twins. Like, they're legit twins.
So next match, Pure Championship. We talked a little bit about this earlier. But Wheeler Yuta versus Daniel Garcia, the sports entertainer versus pro wrestler, the Blackpool Combat Club trying to retain all their titles that they own of Ring of Honor. Because apparently they're going to take all those titles at some point. I thought it was a really good match. I enjoyed this little story that Daniel Garcia was consistent that he's going to destroy the title at this. Even though he said that, and even though I like the Pure Championship and I like the rules and the existence of this title, I was still rooting for Daniel Garcia to beat William Yuta. I just don't like William Yuta. I just don't like him. They have given me no reason to like this guy. So
Wheeler Yuta is your Liv Morgan.
Yes, yeah. He's my American Goto.
He's basically Manny's Nick Aldis and my Liv Morgan. That's crazy.
Yeah. But that's where we're at. And because to me, he has no personality. It's real William Regal on commentary trying to sell him. It's everybody else just trying to sell him. He has never, I think I've heard one promo, one interaction. I don't know what he's really about. I don't connect with him.
Even when he was with best friends and company.
He was just there. He was just there.
He was just a replacement.
Yeah, he was a substitute teacher. And he still feels like that. He just feels like an add-on. Like if I went to McDonald's and they were like, "Oh yeah, here's a free drink with your thing," like, "Oh, I get William Yuta. Great." Like, that's not what I actually came here for.
Come on, all right. I guess respect on his name. He is the Pure Champion, the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, and he has been defending that belt with the Pure rules in place, and the fact that he did beat Josh the Goods Woods for that belt. I remember watching that match and was shocked like a mofo. And this was actually when he initially joined the Blackpool Combat Club. Mm-hmm. Like when he first joined, and then he got the opportunity to wrestle for the Pure Championship and fucking won. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I also want to go back to another thing. They need to reverse this. Daniel Garcia should be in the Blackpool Combat Club, not William Yuta, or both. If you want to do it, do both. The quote man here. And we got more questions about the mustache. I don't know if you recall Florida Eric, who just apparently was just on his best day, relaxed on one of the episodes.
All right, so here's the dealio. Here's the dealio with the mustache, okay? Because Mustache Mountain is no more, I have to keep it going, okay? That's why.
In honor of Trent Seven. In honor of Trent Seven and Tyler Bate. You gotta keep it going. It is a career choice. Next match up was the women's match. Serena Deeb, Mercedes Martinez. I thought it was a really good. Serena Deeb is my favorite, probably female wrestler right now. Just those bangers out there whenever she wants. All her matches to me are consistent. They make a lot of sense. It's rare mistakes in there. It's just scientific. Like if there was a women's Pure Championship going around in Ring of Honor, I would give it to Serena Deeb.
I give it to Deonna Purrazzo right off the rip. That's Deonna
Oh,
Purrazzo for me.
that's your Deonna Purrazzo?
She cannot have a bad match. She is on fire right now.
That's true too. I feel like they're both on fire. They're two of the best right now. But I think I'm taking deep. I don't know. There's something about the pettiness, just like the aggression that Deep brings to the ring. Yeah. I don't feel like Deonna Purrazzo will bring that. She comes off as soft sometimes.
She's the motherfucking virtuosa.
She's a virtuosa, but she ain't petty enough to be Deep.
Petty. Her whole entrance is get the fuck out my face. Her whole entrance is get the fuck out my face. What the fuck you
I don't believe it though. I don't believe it.
You need to believe.
I don't believe it.
Believe in life after love. That's what happened.
I don't believe she wants me to get the fuck out her face. Dee, when she walks in the ring, is I am the professional wrestler. Get the fuck away from me. I'm a true professional. I'm a modern day Dean Malenko. Get out of here. Get out of here, son.
Are you calling her the female Dean Malenko?
She's female Dean Malenko. With more personality, though. With more personality than Dean Malenko ever had. Because Dean Malenko had, basically, he was just a wrestler. The most personality he ever showed was, I think,
the light heavyweight championship, baby. When he was the ladies' man, bro.
Yeah, the ladies' man. Was he chasing Lita at that point or something?
He was chasing Lita. He was chasing China. He was chasing all them hoes. He was chasing all of them hoes.
I wasn't even gonna say that was his moment. I was gonna say when he dressed up. I think it's La Parka one time. I think he got Jericho. Was that or something like that? Or he was a masked wrestler. I think it was La Parka.
Yeah. So basically, that was like back in like WCW 97, 98.
Yeah, old shit.
And basically, freaking Jericho had a stipulation to where Dean Malenko can't wrestle for the belt no more. And somehow, somewhere, it was World War III, actually. And he wrestled the masked wrestler. Masked wrestler beats Jericho, and it ends up being Dean Malenko. So it was great. It was great.
And I know I love Dean, and she again. Malenko vibe, Bret Hart vibes. I don't know. I just get all of that when she comes out.
It makes sense. Dean Malenko is the AEW trainer, so Dean is their training motherfuckers there too. So it just makes sense.
Yeah. But overall, really good match.
Mercedes Martinez still
not to take away from Mercedes Martinez. I just talked about Dean the whole time. Did her part. They both did the damn thing. Not to take it away.
God
but
damn
again, I don't know where this title is. I don't know where women stand or where this title stands in AEW, Ring of Honor, or lore right now. Like, who's gonna fight for it? Because these are two, I believe, just AEW wrestlers, right? I don't think neither one of them are officially
not
Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor talent. No, not at all.
Yeah,
and they really lost big time because Roxy or Roxanne Perez is in NXT right now, and it's a big loss.
Up the trash can.
You know what I'm saying? It's big loss for them.
Yep.
Willow Nightingale just signed with Ring of Honor not too long ago, so I guess it's gonna fall into the AEW contract because she also wrestles on AEW. So it's like it's an AEW Ring of Honor contract that you're signing.
Then the television title is on the line. So many belts. So the television title is on the line. Samoa Joe. This is some old school TNA, old Ring of Honor classic beef. This is the classic Ring of Honor match of the night. The Ring of Honor classic. I thought it was a good match. I thought Joe looked good. It looked better than he has in a while. Maybe because he had a lot of time off before this match. And Lethal did what Lethal does, his damn thing. We had some outside interference, but didn't come down to anything. Samoa Joe retains the television title, which is I think I liked that. I was like, that he is the ultimate Ring of Honor guy. He's probably the greatest Ring of Honor champion, one of the greatest Ring of Honor, if not the greatest of all time.
So here's my thing with this match. This match was only good because Jay Lethal has gotten better. Not because Samoa Joe's gotten better. Samoa Joe's always been Samoa Joe. But had this match happen in Impact Wrestling way back when, in TNA, when
it did.
It was Black Machismo. I'm just, putting it in an example. Black Machismo versus Samoa Joe, it didn't hit quite as well as this iteration of Jay Lethal and Samoa Joe. And then Samoa Joe also has this chip on his shoulder because he couldn't win the big one in WWE, which is arguable because technically he should have won. Brock Lesnar things, Braun Strowman things, and this, that, and the third. Politic and, Vince McMahon.
Injuries. He also had injuries as well.
Big, huge injuries. I mean, wrestling goats like Mysterio and, beat the fuck out of Reigns, beat the fuck out of Seth. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
people sleep on Joe's run, but Joe's having a decent run in WWE, but then he got hurt. Like his whole AJ Styles and Wendy storyline was really good.
So tough.
Wendy. When he was going after Kofi Kingston, the WWE Championship, that was a pretty good story, pretty good run right there. And then, he just had some bad luck. It just seemed like it was always injuries. I mean, his first day, he took out Tyson Kidd, which wasn't a good look. And then he ended up just getting hurt a lot, moved to commentary, and he didn't have a run. And then he went back to NXT basically just to get the belt off Cross and retire it. So he didn't really have he had a good run, but it could have been better. And like you said, it could have been better. If it wasn't for injuries and whatever else was going on with that, he would have been. I think he still would have been in the mix right now.
He still has that chip on his shoulder, so he wants to prove that he's still one of the best wrestlers on the planet. And this goes for all those wrestlers, such as Bryan Danielson and Jon Moxley, and even Kenta in New Japan. We'll talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling in a moment, but a lot of these guys that came from WWE have a chip on their shoulder. They want something to prove that they are somebody. Keith Lee and Swerve, new AEW Tag Team Champions. So, they something to prove.
So, Joe retained. And now we move on to the main event. Best 2 out of 3 falls. Tag team match. Main event. FTR versus the Briscoes. In a match that no one needs to see. A must-see match for any wrestling fan. This was one of the best tag matches and maybe the match of the year if you haven't seen it. Just high octane, just high energy, really a sports feel. I feel like I was watching the NBA playoffs or some type of really important game. Yeah,
that's how it felt.
It felt like they were going for not only a championship, but the championship in wrestling at this point. And it was back and forth. You didn't know what was going to happen. The table spot, the back body drop into the table spot was set up beautifully set up. I
think your claims for Dax Harwood being the wrestler of the year is coming into fruition because I seen a whole bunch of that shit going on in this match, and. If I don't want to quote Mustache Mountain, then the Dax Harwood, that's what we're doing
it's
today.
For Dax.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what it's about. It's for Dax. This is honestly it's just brilliant. It was just really well put together. Even the falls, it wasn't one of those early falls, someone got to catch up and all that. No, it was
each
match.
One of those falls was elaborate. It was for a purpose, and it meant something down to the final fall, which was crazy, by the way.
Yeah. When they're just in there, it's just Dax and I believe Jay Briscoe just going back and forth at the end right there. It was just damn, I don't know how this is going to end. I don't know where it's going to end, but they just put it on the map, and FTR retained the titles. Even though they retained, this is one of those retains where you feel like they won the world titles again. That's how good the match was. It was they survived. And it was a 50-50. You didn't know who could come out on top. The Briscoes, again, who's been doing it for over probably 20 years now, as being one of the elite tag teams of the game, just proved why they're one of the elites and been one of the elite tag teams in the game. And at the end of the day, I'm just give this FTR the damn AEW tag team titles. They have every title. Just take it off Swerve and Keith Lee. They should be the AEW. They should have all the belts at this point.
They should face them, but not right now. They need to defend those IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. World Tag League is on the way. After G1 is over, World Tag League is on the way. FTR, go to New Japan. Prove that you're the best tag team in the world by winning that tournament. Say what you will about World Tag League, but those are the best tag matches that you'll ever see. And I mean that in the most best way possible. I mean, you look at guys in WWE right now like the Viking Raiders. They made their fucking name as War Machine over there. You know what I'm saying? Like every single tag team that the Good Brothers, freaking any iteration of Bullet Club, any iteration of Los Ingobernables, Killer Elite Squad with Harry Smith and Lance Archer together, like the Young Bucks was even in the freaking World Tag League, like, you know, great tag team matches. Great tag team matches.
I look forward to seeing them over there because honestly, you know, people talk about, oh, the tag team wrestling needs to be brought back and all this. I never felt like there was a peak in tag team wrestling at one point. Now I feel like in the era we're in right now, this is the best tag team wrestling has ever been, and it's being carried right now by FTR. Like, there's so many good tag teams out there right now. No matter what promotion you look at, there's probably an elite tag team in it, and that they're doing the damn thing. And I feel like no one's doing it better than FTR. And then when they enter World Tag League this year and, you know, win it, I don't have no question that they're not going to win it. It's going to be something special.
I mean, like, you know, when it pertains to, like you said, there's nobody that's doing it on FTR's level. That's because they're being allowed to do so because of, you know, no contractual obligations. The Usos are fucking killing it right now, bro.
Yeah.
They are killing it right now. And if they had the opportunity to do what FTR is doing, I think they would.
Oh, yeah. I think, yeah, absolutely. It would be really good. Now, they're not going to get the respect because they're a WWE exclusive tag team. That's this is, but they are the elite of the
same way. The New Day the same way. If they had the opportunity to wrestle some of these tag teams out here, they could prove to y'all that they're one of the absolute best tag teams that's out there.
And, you know, not to bring up WWE and their tag teams, if they were to merge their tag teams, they have some really good tag teams right now. Like, if you look at it, like, across the board, I'm not saying like on one show, but across the board, whether it's New Day, Profits, Usos, hell, if you're looking at NXT, you got the Creeds or Pretty Deadly and all that. You got some really good tag teams. I know Mustache
UK got some of the best tag team wrestling I've seen.
That Familia. There's so many good tag teams going around in all brands. And FTR is carrying away. Now, I have a question. FTR, I don't know what their contract situation is. They're fighting everywhere. If you are FTR and you see, and I don't know, we haven't touched on this at all, Triple H is now back in charge. And he treated FTR when they were in NXT with the absolute respect, had the main event against DIY. Would you consider, after you do all your accomplishments on the run, would you go back there to take those undisputed tag team titles? Usos, FTR.
I think that's completely up. I mean, obviously it's completely up to FTR at that point, but after the success that they have right now, it will behoove them to go back and get the bigger bucks to do so. It would be the wise decision, but would it be the better decision? Would it be the happier decision? I do not know the answer to that question yet because we're just now coming into an age of a Vince McMahon-less WWE.
Yeah.
So this is new to all of us. This is new to everyone.
The quote, Kevin Garnett, anything is possible at this current moment. At this current moment with WWE, anything is possible. Where I could, you know, I know this would be out of range, but I don't see Triple H having a problem saying, you know, FTR, you know, you guys are fighting everywhere. Why not come here? We have some matches with the Usos randomly. Just, you know.
I was just having a conversation with who was I having? My dad, right? because he brought up the Vince McMahon situation and everything. I was like, Triple H is not Vince McMahon. He would be open. He would be open to have a multiverse madness universe type deal, even if it's for one night and one night only. And then we started going off onto where would it be held. I was like, don't put it in the Garden because that's a WWE spot. Don't put it in Chicago because that's an AEW spot. Like, do it in LA where it's like a neutral spot or something like that, or do it in Canada, or do it in somewhere big, New Orleans, somewhere big like that.
Yeah.
But again, the premise was to have the mergers, or like to have these one-offs with their absolute best.
Yeah.
You know, who wouldn't want to see like a Roman Reigns versus Jay White or a Josh Alexander, or even
if
Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose,
Okada.
Roman Reigns, John Moxley again as the respective champions. Roman Reigns, CM Punk, because CM Punk is the real champion. Let's just be honest. Like, you know, put that match together or something like that. And then even if you go further down the cards, the opportunities is endless. And Triple H is one of those people who is privy and open to doing something of that nature, one-off, doing their own Forbidden Door.
Yeah. I feel like if they were to do this, if Triple H were open to work with the everything else brand, you know, whatever, the everybody else, the multiverse or whatever, if he were to do this, I think truly that would be the thing that saves professional wrestling, as a quote unquote. You know, numbers aren't what they used to be back in the day, but if you told me WWE is working with everybody, including their arch nemesis right now, the competition, AEW right now, it would be something that everybody would come back for. They will have to see.
It's a must.
Dream matchup. Dream matchups. Must watch.
Must watch. Like you call out of work. You would not go to school. You would not, you know, fuck whatever else is going on. You have to watch this. Like, yeah, that's how crazy it is. You know, that's how crazy
that's
it could
all
be.
Up for grabs. That's all up for grabs right now. But as Levi brought up, Nick Khan is still there. He's still the CEO. He gonna be like, Triple H gonna come up with an elaborate plan, and this will save our business. And then Nick Khan was like, nah.
We're not doing that. Absolutely not. You deliberately disobeyed me.
I forgot who said it, that at one point professional wrestling will just be its own streaming service, and where you'll watch AEW, WWE, and all that stuff.
I don't know why it's not. I don't know why it's not a thing now. I mean, like, you know, as it is, not trying to blow up nobody's spot for those that's streaming. We'll just say that. There's a market for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a market for it. People will pay.
Manny put, WWE is currently valued at $5 billion, and you know AEW is new and growing, and you got New Japan's value. I mean, just have everything. Everybody will be like, oh,
everybody's on the rise. MLW just signed a new TV deal or whatever the fuck down south somewhere. So that's going on. You got obviously Control Your Narrative, really obscure, but they're doing their thing.
Don't forget about West UK.
Impact Wrestling, the company that will not die.
No, literal Matt Hardy of wrestling. I will not die. But you know what they're doing every now and then? Most of the time, they do some good stuff. They just have, like, for Impact not to grow, if they have all that old TNA baggage that people had with it. All the bad storylines, the Dixie Carter days, the Hogan and Bischoff days.
But when is enough? When is enough going to be enough? Like, when is, like, you know, it goes back to even like WWE type thing. And I'm gonna explain this in New Japan when we discuss the G1 in a moment. But like, you know, when does the Attitude Era stop being the Attitude Era, and when does it become a new era? When does the Ruthless Aggression era end, and then the new era begins. When does the era define itself? Like,
Yeah.
that's gonna be the catalyst or the difference of when shit is popping, because everybody thought the Attitude Era died as soon as freaking Vince McMahon bought out WCW, bought ECW, and just merged everything together. Invasion Angle.
Uh-oh. I think we lost connection. No. But what he was saying. So we're going to move on to the G1 Climax. Hopefully Jemal comes back. Or hopefully I'm not the one frozen. And you can see me and he's frozen. Who knows? I don't know. But it looks like we're having technical difficulties as Jamal's connection has dropped. As we were dropping pure knowledge. We're about to cover the G1 Climax. Oh yeah, happy birthday, Manny. By the way, for tomorrow. Oh damn, he's gone. He is gone. As I'm getting updates from my feed, Manny Jemal has frozen. Oh no, I'm by myself. No, I don't even know what to do now. Hold on, let me change the background. Ah, damn it. He's back. Oh, you're back.
Courtesy of my phone, I saved myself. Yeah, so
made it.
Yeah,
let's wrap this up real quick before anything goes wrong. Let's talk about the updates on the G1 Climax. Where we at? What's going on in the standings? Jamal, I'll let you report on it so far.
All right, so basically, like a lot of good matches going on. Like just recently, the last main event they had Tama Tonga versus Tomohiro Ishii, and Ishii picked up a hard fought victory. I thought Tama Tonga was gonna do well and try to get this win. Great Khan loses to Chase Owens. Chase Owens is, yeah, man, he beat him 1, 2, 3, and the funny thing about that Chase Owens match was, how Great O'Khan has his entrance with, like, he pulls his mask off and stuff like that. Yo, Chase Owens just fucking tosses some powder in Mr. Fuji style, just slowly blasts him in the face. Oh man. But that was the catalyst of him winning that match. They had a lot of different interesting matches. Yano lost to Bad Luck Fale. No big surprise, but the surprise was that Fale won by a Yano type roll up. Yano tried to cheat, he got cheated, and then he got rolled up. So
unnecessary roll up for you. What you call
it? Yeah. Bad Luck Fale hit Yano with the roll up and then rolled the fuck up out of there. Got points. So he bullet.
No, I think it's still breaking up. No. No. No.
But he's been and he had and didn't promoting his oh man.
No.
Update. It's the leader of the block right now. Let me see.
You're dead. You're dead. It's over.
No.
Your internet connection is gone.
I'm alive. Oh.
No! No! He died. I couldn't hear anything. It was just robot voices, and it randomly got us through Manny on here. It's nothing personal. Hopefully,
I don't know anything about the G1.
Come back in. Huh?
I don't know anything about the G. What's going on in the G1?
God damn it, Manny! I brought you in for the G1.
I did it to save your show. I came in to save your show. I thought you would have known. You could have educated me.
No, I do. I actually have it. Hopefully he logs back in. I can remove Manny from this, and we can continue talking about the G1 update. Match to check out. The other night, Juice Robinson had a match with David Finlay. These two were tag teams that wanted to offend Juice. They're broken up because Juice joined the Bullet Club, and they have an epic match in which they're trying to kill each other, essentially. And essentially, it ends with a shillelagh hit for those who don't know Dave Finlay's the Fit Finlay. He hits him with a shillelagh. He misses first and hits him with the belt that is the United States title that doesn't belong to him anyway. Now he stole the belt after the match.
Has he not given that belt back to him?
He is not giving it back, and now it has been stolen by David Finlay, who now is in possession of the United States title, who does not own that title. That's where we're at with that.
So does this title now become whoever's holding it is now the United States champion?
Well, it seems like Will Ospreay doesn't want to just come out there and just be like, bah, just hit somebody and get it back. Oh,
I think Jemal is back.
All right, if Jemal's back, Manny, thanks for joining the show for that take. Hopefully. Show's going so well. Manny's back. Manny, at this point, you can give us an ad for what's to expect for on tomorrow's Untitled Manny and Marcus show.
So tomorrow's Untitled Manny and Marcus show is basically just a recap of NXT 2.0 and AEW Dynamite. I don't know what they could Fight of the Fallen. And then there is no Saturday show this weekend. There will be ROH Retro this Friday. And then no Saturday show on Saturday other than the SummerSlam watch-along.
Yeah, so and tomorrow's also your birthday. Happy birthday, Manny. I believe it's in a few hours now for you.
Yeah, we have banned Levi from tomorrow's show because
no, we need all the viewers we can get, Manny. It's better for the chat.
I think we can't deal with some of Levi's hot takes sometimes. Or at least when I'm presenting, I find it difficult to concentrate.
Okay. Well, that's something to look forward to. I guess we can wrap up this show. Damn it. But yeah, check out the G1. Basically, check out the G1. You got a lot of good matches in there.
Also, check out Jemal's podcast, which you can find at Three Faces of Jemal on SoundCloud, which is the Mid-Card Mess podcast right here.
Hey. Check out that graphic I added. Check out that graphic I added right there. It's not much.
That's his graphic, right?
Huh? Yeah.
Hey.
I believe he created
it. He's back.
So,
he's back.
He's back. So let's try this again. Bang. What? How did you come back? No. All right. So we're selling your podcast. I'm just gonna wrap up the show just because I feel like your internet connection. I updated people on the G1. I was like, Finn Juice had their match the other day, and he stole that title. Will Ospreay's title is still broad to everybody else. And it's just been really solid matches.
Well, make sense.
It's not gonna work, dude. You look like he does look like a digitally pixelated Mr. Potato Head right now. It's just not working. Nothing is working. I think I'm just gonna wrap the show up, Jemal. Hopefully you get this. I'm just gonna wrap the show. I'm just gonna enter in the chat. We're gonna wrap the show just real quick. This is because that's it. That's all.
You seem so defeated.
I do, because you know what? It was a good show. We had everything together. It was actually organized. He has notes. Oh, we can go to 3-person booth if it loads. It is. I had the time
it's
to
not
do
gonna
it.
Load.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna load. But tune in Thursday, Friday for all the stuff. ROH Retro. Choppy PP episode, right?
No, it's the episode before the Choppy Choppy PP episode.
Oh, we're almost there. Countdown to Choppy Choppy PP.
Last week's was the Crawl of Shame. So and then this week is just me and Ross, and then the following week is all of us. Not just all of us. Florida Eric. Florida Eric is on that show.
Oh, he makes his epic return. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I mean, the world has needed him to come back. So I'm just going to end the show. I'm Marcus for Jemal and all his three faces. And Manny, thanks for joining the show and trying to help out.
I tried to save you, but it clearly hadn't made no. It was no help.
Yeah, it didn't help. It just kind of fell apart even more. I think a third person worsened the stream even more. So, until next time, peace out. You guys have a good day.